Hey up Blues fans, how you all doing? And I suppose any Rotherham fans joining us today. Sorry, I'm laughing and smiling guys. I've just literally done this video. You won't believe this. I was like 12 minutes in. You know, I was at the point where, where I usually start to waffle at the end and like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I've looked down. I haven't plugged in my mic. I swear to God, I'm just here yapping away, and I think Rotherham should do this and we'll press up on the left. And I've looked down, no mic, absolutely fuming. So I'm sorry for seeming like I'm repeating myself. Although during the course of that video, I had some good ideas. I'm going to throw in this one, but I thought it was funny, and I thought I'll tell you guys when I start recording this one. Absolute nightmare. I've been here since 12:30. It's now 1 o'clock. 12, and it's now 1 o'clock. Right. Sorry, Rotherham fans, if you're joining, you're probably thinking, what's this geezer on about? Right, let's get into it. I'm excited for this game, and I tell you what, it seems to be this weird thing where wherever I'm confident for a game, all the Blues fans seem very nervous, and whenever they're confident, I'm nervous. Like everyone seemed pretty confident going into the Wigan game. I was nervous for that one. I thought, God, Wigan love it against us, bro. We managed to get the win thanks to Scott Wright, and then I think, let's be honest, we was all nervous for the Wrexham game because of the eyes on. We could have been made to look like fools in that one. Luckily, we give a very, very good account of ourselves. Best performance I've seen since Coventry last year, that was. Just really good football. This game's a bit different in a lot of ways, I find. I feel like a lot of the game has really depended on how we've set up and how we plan to go out and play and attack. Whereas I feel like in this one, Rotherham kind of have the onus on how they want to play the game. We're not going to change our style regardless. Steve Evans will know that. He said some... I watched his pre-game interview and it kind of threw me because I went into it, and I've said this before, I'm not the biggest fan of Steve Evans. I think it's because his shithousery works on me. That's what it is. It rattles me. When I see people punching the air and giving it 10, I can't lie, man, it rattles me. And if I see it tomorrow, it's going to rattle me. But he was very complimentary, and I know this week he's been calling us the Galacticos, the Rayo Birmingham or whatever it is. And there is a bit of mind games in there. There is a bit of just getting my excuses in early. And there is a bit of, he's very good at rolling up his team to give it Birmingham. Who did he think they are coming here with the players? Batter them, get into them. There will be that level of shithouse them, get into them, wind them up. They would have seen, look, they're susceptible to set pieces in the Wrexham game. That you can wind them up. We saw Beale get sent off and he's missing this game. He'll be saying all this. And, as a Rotherham player, you think, yeah, man. Yeah, Birmingham. And, I think it could line up to be a really good fixture. Okay, so if Rotherham do decide to sit in the low block, play long balls, that's going to suit us down to a T. I'll take that all day. Because Wrexham tried it and Wrexham are very, very good at it. Whether they're better than Rotherham, who knows? Look, there's been a difference in fixtures. It's apples and oranges, ain't it, I suppose. But I would like them to play that style of football. Me personally, I think Rotherham's best chance is to play how Blues used to play. Just get into them, start game, fouls, knocking it out, slowing down the game, set pieces, kill the crowd. But I think also, if they press us efficiently, we will concede. Especially with Bielak, we've got Ben Davies. I think we will concede. We're really struggling with clean sheets. And it's not necessarily a problem because we're outscoring teams and winning games. But there's only so long you can do that for before it starts to become an issue. The biggest thing from this game is the clean sheet for us. I'd love a 1-0. I'd love it, or a 2-0 or whatever. But if they start that Clark Harris up front, bit weird, I'll kind of be happy with that. Because while he is a good striker, and there's no doubt in that, a lot of the Blues fans were annoyed when Rotherham got in before we'd really started our transfer window. He's not the best at pressing. He's getting on a bit. He's not going to press for 90 minutes. However, if they start that Hugo, that's going to show a bit more intent because they have that 3 in behind sometimes as well. And I'm going to absolutely slaughter these names, Rotherham fans. Hungbo, I think it's Hungbo, Nombe and Wilts. If they play them 3 with Hugo, that could be a decent team. That could go out and press us and see what could happen. Win the ball up high, get it into the box. I think that could really work out well for Rotherham. Having said that, if Chris Davies is also thinking on this wavelength, and Chris Davies' football IQ is up here and mine's just, I'm just an avid fan of the game, I would be more inclined to start Ryan Allsop in goal, a bit more comfortable at the feet. Maybe to even compensate the lack of Bielik, to throw in someone else that's good with their feet. We'll obviously play Cochrane on the left, Clara, who I love, we all love, Ben Davies. And, you know, this becomes the thing then of, do you start Samstead, who's a bit more confident defensively? You know, he's not going to bomb forward like Laird does, only Laird bomb forward like Laird does. Or do you start Taylor Gardner-Hickman? Rotherham fans, he's a centre mid we got from Bristol City. He's been playing at right back for us, a bit out of position, but very good. Safe pair of hands. He'll be comfortable with the ball at his feet. Doesn't seem to make a mistake. I'd be a fan of that. Ryan Allsop and Taylor Gardner-Hickman, Clara, Ben Davies and Cochrane. I'm a fan of that. That Paik and Iwata in front of them too. I've never seen it in a Blues side. I started watching Blues about 20 years ago, so I would have been about 9 years old, so very faint memories of the Premier League times. But in all my years, I've never seen a midfield like that in a Blues team. You've got to feel sorry for Mark Leonard. I loved it. You know, before Iwata come, I said no. I want Mark Leonard Paik. I'm sure I said it on this channel a few times. Having a look at Iwata, he's just different gravy. And yes, it's just age and experience, and Leonard one day will be there. But Jesus, man, Iwata looks good. Him and Paik look very, very good. In mouthwatering, if you're a fan of like centre mids and controlling the ball, honestly, they're just a pleasure to watch. And then, you know what, I never thought I'd say it, but Alfie May at 10 looked phenomenal. Yes, he didn't score last game, and he'll be fuming at that. And maybe there's a little part of his head, really depends on character and ego. You don't want him to kind of sign out of this style of football because he's not getting the goals in this system. But his work ethic and his desire to win the games and his passion for the team, phenomenal to watch. At the expense of his own goal tally, which is selfless of him as well. And then you've got Stansfield obviously playing as a striker. But they seem to work like the interlink, and sometimes it looks like a two up front. Hansen out on the left, I'm a fan of Hansen. A lot of people kind of seem to be erring on the side of he's not direct enough, and I do get that. But in terms of keeping possession, he's your man. I know people want to see Yakiyama come on and he'll run at defenders and a bit more of a Dembele type, a bit more direct. Against a team like Rotherham, oh God, it really depends on what you want to do. I'd start Hansen. Not the most popular decision. Keep the ball high up the field, lay the pressure on, tire them out. Goals will come in the later part of the game for us. Rotherham fans, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, the opening 15-20 minutes, Blues take a while to settle into games, and because of the style of football we play, it seems to have a really fatiguing effect on teams. So by the 70th minute, League One teams, and this is not me being arrogant, they look exhausted. Even Wrexham, they look exhausted, and that's where our goals start to come, and that's where we start to really pile on the pressure. So if you are a Rotherham fan, you don't want to be going into the 70th minute behind or drawing. You kind of want to be ahead at this point in the game, because this is where I think we really start to come into our own. And yes, you could argue that we're open to a counter-attack because we're so dominant on the ball then. But it seems to be that teams are so exhausted by that point, they just haven't got it in the tank. And obviously Chris Davies just seems to be an expert with his substitutions. I've never seen a manager make such efficient, impactful substitutions. And this is not me blowing our own trumpet. It's very hard not to come across as an arrogant, well, we're the big dogs in the league and we're this and we're that. This is just my honest assessment. I do feel like the game is there for Rotherham to really go and attack it. I always back us to win. I think it's 2-0 Blues, me personally. It's more the 0, it's more the clean sheet I want. Where if it's 1-0, 2-0, whatever, it's the clean sheet. Now don't get me wrong, if the opportunity of a 5-1's there, I'll take a 5-1. But you know what I mean. It could go either way. It's going to be an interesting game. Obviously, we played just twice last season, and I feel like you fans would agree as well. It was two of the most boring games I've ever seen in my life. Jay Stansfield had a goal ruled out, which was very harsh. I remember Buchanan was on the goal line. That actually would have saved us from relegation. So, yeah. It's going to be a cagey, nervous game. I'll back us to win 2-0. I'm going to go. it really depends on that Rotherham starting lineup. If I see Clark Harris, I'm going to be happy. And he's an incredible striker, and I'm not saying he's not, but I just don't feel like he's the best at pressing the ball, or he just doesn't do it as efficiently as Hugo does. Obviously, you've got Kelly missing in the midfield. Kelly's a good player. It's Kelly, isn't it? Kelly's a good player. I'm glad he's not in it. The same way you'll be glad that we haven't got Bielik. Blues fans, let me know your opinions. Rotherham fans, let me know yours. It's only a short pre-match. I often find that I talk too much in these, and the actual impact of what I want to say kind of gets diluted. Let me know what you guys are thinking. I'll see you Sunday for the post-match analysis. Blues fans, take it easy. Keep right on. Come on, you Blue boys.